Wow, everybody. You know, I got a meme up of Zach Wilson. That so he was sitting on the bench, and they have one where they put him in all these things, and he's in between the bench on Forrest Gump. Bumble sent me something from Shannon Sharp that he couldn't play dead in a horror film from Zach Wilson. A lot of hate towards Zach Wilson, might I add. My fantasy football this week. You want to hear something, Bumbles? I lost by .12 because of Dalvin fucking Cook. Yep, Dalvin fucking Cook. Didn't do shit. He was a negative. He got like 1 point. So Dalvin Cook is gone. Now, I don't blame Dalvin Cook as a person, but I mean, when you had the two rushers, they both rushed for a total of like 16 yards. And then, you can't go on social media. You can't, Brees Hall going on social media after the game and complaining about his carries and everything is not a good thing. Yeah, not a good thing at all. Yeah, it did suck about the fantasy football. I'm switching a bunch of guys up. But I can't have my players, Brees Hall complain about it, which is true. That he only got 4 carries, and Salah said they were behind. And, I saw these stats, because I am a stat guy, and I thought Bumbles would appreciate. Bumbles is actually, Babs as a birthday present got him tickets to the Patriots game this weekend, which I said is a must win. But how about this? This is from football perspective. Okay, Bumbles? Zach Wilson, 745 dropbacks, pass attempts and completions. That's pass attempts and completions. Completed 371. If you include sacks, 49.8% on dropbacks that he's completing. That's not good. That's not good at all. Now, I know he gets sacked 2 of his first 3 plays of the game. He was sacked. And Micah Parsons, what do you have? 4 quarterback hits, 2 sacks, a forced fumble. Zach Wilson had three interceptions in the fourth quarter. He had 1 nice pass to Garrett Wilson in the first half. That cross, he took it in for a touchdown. They got a field goal before halftime, 18-10, and they lose, 30-10 final. They were never in the game. It was 10-0. It could have been worse. But you never really feel with them that you feel it's going down the same freaking path. And Salah said, yes, we played a good team, but it's not over. It's one game. We played the better team, blah, blah, blah. But until... Right. And Bubble says, what if they get blown out on Sunday by the Pats? And the Pats did not look good at the beginning of the game, came back, and there was an interesting play at the end, which, you think, but I don't think it's a chummy thing, because I thought Rex Ryan was too chummy with the players. I don't know if that's a bad thing. I mean, not everybody's like Belichick. Landry, no one knew Landry. No one really knows Belichick. He's not chummy with his players. I mean, it happens, dude. It does happen. So I just don't know. I just don't know, man. Yes, Josh, thank you. Welcome back. And I don't think it's a chummy thing. I just don't know if he's a good coach. I just don't know. I feel like he's a defensive coordinator, and I don't know if that translates to him being a good coach. There's guys who are good at being a specialist and not a good CEO of a team. And Salah, to me, I'm just not sure if he's that guy. I'm just not sure. Good afternoon. Yeah. So I think that's interesting. I think this game, it's a winnable game, and it's a must win for the team. I mean, listen, he did play around with the Dolphins. They did neutralize Tyreek Hill. He did have a touchdown catch, but Tua was doing short passes, moving the ball, and they almost blew the goddamn game. And Mac Jones looked terrible, and then he looked better at the end. I mean, they're 0-2. The last time they were 0-2 was 2001, the Pats, and they won a goddamn Super Bowl. And I don't know if you can compare it to this team, but I mean, I guess we're going to see what happens on Sunday. But Zach Wilson, to me, is not the answer. But then you bring someone brand new, and you bring in a vet, Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy's not a guy who you want playing for the next 15 weeks. I mean, that's not a guy I want playing for the full season. And what Brandon Jacobs was saying, Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett's not the guy either. Right, okay, so next 2 weeks. So the Jets play the Pats, and who do they play after the Pats? Yes, and that's the thing. You want winnable games. So the Jets schedule, because I don't have it in front of me. Well, tell me who it is, Bubba. If you're going to say it's a winnable game, you got to tell me who the winnable game is against. Jets schedule 2023. Okay. Wait. So you're telling me the Chiefs game is a winnable game? You're talking about 2 of the 3 games are winnable. Yeah, go 3-1, then get rid of Wilson. But then who do you get? That's the thing too. We're talking here like, okay, get rid of Wilson. You put in Tim Boyle. Have you watched Tim Boyle play football? It's not good. It's not good at all. It's actually terrible. So I don't know if I don't agree with on that front if he's the answer. Yeah, I don't. I don't know. Sal's interview yesterday on the K show was rough to listen to. I didn't listen to it. What did he say? Josh, give me some. Yeah, they play the Chiefs, then the Broncos, dude. They got the Chiefs game, which was supposed to be like the hype game of the season. Now the Chiefs don't look great this season. I mean, they only scored 17 points. The offense doesn't look great. They got beat by the Lions. How did the Lions fucking lose at home? Because they can't beat Seattle. You gotta beat Seattle at home. You can't beat the Chiefs on the road and then have Seattle come in and lose in overtime. I'm sorry, you can't do that. If you're going to be a good team, if you want to be a playoff team, if you want to be a championship team, you have to bring it every week. And you can't lose your home, but a team, fans are all pumped and everything, everybody's excited. You lose in overtime to the Seattle Seahawks? Come on, dude. Metcalf got hurt. Goff threw hadn't thrown an interception, but that's a game you got to win, man. You got to start winning these games. Yeah, and Josh was saying Salah wasn't good on the thing yesterday, and I'm like, well, what did he say? I mean, yeah, he said it was rough to listen to, but because it's the same shit. It's the same shit, man. Okay, and why are they so gung ho? Because you guys traded up to get Zach Wilson. Are you kidding me? Zach Wilson, who played nobody at BYU, and they took him. I mean, he's not like a Big Ben. He's not like Mahomes in college. I mean, who knew about Mahomes? No one thought Mahomes was going to be as good as he was, but he got with the right system, and you get with the right guy, the right system, and good things happen. And Wilson was not that quarterback. He was a BYU, dude. I remember him playing. He didn't play anybody that last year, and everybody says he got a cannon for an arm. You got to take maturity into play. He still looks like a little kid out there. He's usually more concerned with this goddamn headband on his head, which drives me crazy. And, they said he talks to Aaron Rodgers. The problem is you can't transport Aaron Rodgers' body, head, and everything into Zach Wilson's body. And then what did they say to me? Well, if Aaron Rodgers was playing, they still would have got blown out. I don't know. How do you know that? Because the line wasn't playing great? I don't know. I can't stand with it. Oh, and yeah, the line didn't play great, and gave a lot of hurries, and they were in the backfield, and they didn't run the ball, and that's coaching too. I mean, that's Hackett calling the offensive plays. Yeah, Gino went to Gino with a good system. He went to a playoff game. Yes, maybe he got into. I'm not 100% sold. I think Gino's a good quarterback. I don't think Gino's a great quarterback. I think Gino is 100 times better than Zach Wilson. I'd love to see, and he has weapons now. But yeah, I mean, yes, he's in a better system. But you kept telling me, Bumbles kept talking about, we got all the weapons. Well, you got the weapons now. And you got the quarterback. Well, he got hurt, and Zach Wilson has weapons. But I'll tell you, I watched Elijah Moore last night for Cleveland. I was like, man, I wish he was still playing with the Jets. And Breece Hall runs for $127 the week before, and he gets 4 carries because they were behind. And you have Zach Wilson, a guy you don't want throwing the ball all the time, and you expect success in that front? Come on, dude. He looks like he's petrified behind the line of scrimmage. And you have the Giants, who going into had been outscored 87. What was 60? I'm sorry. 97-7 in 10 quarters, and you thought, oh man, this season's over. And then Daniel Jones' second half is playing like a man possessed. Saquon got hurt. Now they're saying Dable said he can come back from the ankle injury. I'm like, yeah, that's gonna happen. Come on, dude. I mean, that's an ankle injury. He got his leg turned. You saw what happened last night to Chubb? Same leg. Same injury he had in 2015 when he was with Georgia. I mean, that sucks. And after the offense went downhill, but another guy, Deshaun Watson, fully guaranteed contract. Why? Where is that guy I saw at Clemson? He is a shell of himself. Throws a terrible deep ball, throws a terrible short ball, looks like he's, running for his life, doesn't look like he's comfortable in the pocket, doesn't make good reads. I'm just shocked, and they're stuck with him. That's the guy. Yeah, Kevin Stefanski, yeah. You're going to be a Browns coach for a while. They were going for the first 2-0 start since 1993, when Belichick was the coach and Bernie Kosar was the quarterback. 27 straight years they haven't started a season 2-0. Talk about a shitty franchise. And those games last night sucked. Kenny Pickett, I mean, he had one big pass to what the hell's his name? To Pickens. 71 yards, completed half his passes. Bryce Young didn't look good. He got a touchdown at the end when the game was over. And Derek Carr is winning games. If his quarterback rating's under 70, he was 0 for 25 coming to the game. So he was 66%. His quarterback rating was like 66. They get the win. Week before, he never wins when they score less than 16 points, and they won the week before doing that. I mean, it's like everything that happened with the Raiders that didn't work. He's with New Orleans that has a better defense, but I mean, you see what a lot of guys got hurt. You know, the Giants are going to play in San Francisco Thursday night, which is great. I mean, how do you play Sunday football and you're back playing football on a Thursday? I don't know how the body recovers. I don't know. Yeah, and why Sauce didn't follow Lamb when he was yeah, and that's another thing. I didn't think Sauce played that well, and he said he dropped a pick six because he dropped the pick six because he was thinking about scoring. I'm like, what's going on there? Yeah, I love this. It doesn't. What else did he say, Josh? I want to see what else he said. The reason why they didn't run the ball, why Sauce didn't follow Lamb since he was carving up. He only had one against Lamb. Lamb had 11 catches. Why was he not on Lamb the whole entire game? Why was he not? Yeah. He only needs Zach's Achilles. Yeah, that was rough. I agree, it was rough. Yeah, that chop injury, very much. Yeah, but okay, and then Bumbles goes, you think they're going to draft another quarterback, the Jets? You can't keep going down the same cycle. I mean, I feel like you take a guy who, look at Brock Purdy, the last pick of the draft, played a lot at Iowa State. Some of these quarterbacks, well, hey, that's the thing too. Do you want a guy that's played a lot of games with the team? Something has to change. I know Bumbles thinks his team is cursed, but man, ugly, man, just ugly. Yeah, and Al went to the Dallas game. Imagine going to your family, friends, going to the game and being there and you get your asses kicked. Fireman Ed was at the game. Ugh. And was it DiPietro's birthday? I saw they had a cake for him on the show. He said, no, yeah. Oh, they play more zone. Is that what they said? They play more zone? Well, I would think and that's another thing. What did is it DJ Reed? Said that, this defense is going to be like the 85 Bears, like the 2001 Ravens. Those were defenses. They won championships. He was saying that during the preseason. And I'll tell you, where is this defense? When they need to get a big stop, it's not happening. Yeah, I'm not seeing this. CeeDee Lamb was wide open. I don't think Dak. Danny was talking to me how he's overthrown receivers. I don't think Dak's that good. And I know Bumble sends me something again today that ESPN predicts Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl. Bullshit. It's 2 games, and playoffs come, and Dak Prescott will fuck things up come playoff time. He is not a money guy. He isn't a money guy. He's not that guy. And every Dallas fan, they can go 15-2 this regular season. They will find a way to fuck things up come postseason. I guarantee you that. Let me eat my words. I don't think it's happening. I don't think they're going to win it. Dak Prescott's not that good. Tony Pollard's playing, he's getting the ball to CeeDee Lamb, but I don't think Dak Prescott to me looks fantastic. I mean, yeah, okay, he had a good game. What he 31-38, 255, 2 touchdowns. Okay. Regular season doesn't mean shit. It means getting seeding, and then you got to get the job done in the postseason. And Dak has not shown me that. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, you'll see what happens there. Yeah, and you got that Jets game, man. Bumbles, you got the Jets game. It's gonna be interesting. And Giants backups: Matt Breida, Gary Brightwell, and rookie Eric Gray at Oklahoma. I thought about picking up one of those guys, but I'm like, I don't know. And that's the thing too. How are they going to play? I mean, they can't fall behind 20-0 again in the first half. Arizona should have closed them out. They were down 28-7, and they came back. They haven't done that in forever. What was it, like since 45? They came back from a 20-plus point deficit to win a game, the Giants? Been a long time, man. Long time. Yeah, oh yeah. And that's the thing. You can't keep falling behind and expect to catch up and everything's going to be all right. No, it's usually not. Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. And Thursday night they're playing again. So, and I thought, what's crazy too? The Rams played SoFi. There was more Niners fans there than were than Ram fans. It's like the Rams have a home stadium that they can't get fans for. the Rams don't have any real fan base, and they won a Super Bowl, and the Chargers definitely seem like have the other teams, and they're 0-2. I mean, you have a lot of teams this year. The Bengals are 0-2, and now you saw that Burrow could miss a game with the Cav, and if that's the case, you're going to have a guy who wasn't taking a snap in the NFL being the quarterback, which is kind of scary in its own right. How about Baker Mayfield? That's only 2 games, but on third down, he's 20 of 23, 201, 2 touchdowns. His passer rating's 132.1. Last year, he's only second behind Kirk Cousins. Last year, on third down, his passer rating was 70. I would say that he has taken, and they're 2-0. They blew out the Bears. Did you see that pick six that Field threw? They ran the same play 3 goddamn times. They said the defense said they knew what was coming because the Bears offensive coordinator, whose name escapes me right now, was calling the same play 3 times, and he threw a pass where he shouldn't have thrown it, where it kind of went right into the Bucks, right into his chest, and it was like he walked it in, kind of like Kyler Murray last year. Remember in the playoffs against the Rams, he was in his end zone to a terrible pass. They ran it in for a pick six, like 1 yard. Same kind of thing. I mean, when you have an NFL team that is calling that the defense knows what's coming next, and you're calling the same plays, that's something you do maybe when you're in 8th grade, maybe high school. This is professional football. It's a disservice to Justin Fields. It's a disservice to the Bears fans. That's despicable. How do you have a team that's that inefficient and run from the top? Eberflus, come on, dude. You know what? I mean, you brought in the GM came in. What, Ryan Poles? And what the hell are they doing, man? What is going on there? They've lost 12 in a row, and it looks like they're never going to win another game again. And Justin Fields, his confidence is to be shot. He comes from a program where he won all the time at first went to Georgia, where he should have started, then went to the dump and succeeded there, and goes to the Bears, and what a shit show. What a shit show. What a shit program. Just bad. Yeah, I see this stuff. It just annoys me to no end. Yeah, and Minka was released from the hospital, chest contusion. Did you see that Ford ran it? He got blocked by Deshaun Watson for a second, and he still ran down and did like an ankle tackle, like hit his ankles, and Ford fell. The 69ers got a touchdown, and now he's the new starter. He played with Sauce at Cincinnati, started at Alabama, so he's the new starting running back. 21 straight home wins on Monday Night Football for the Steelers. That's the longest in NFL history. The Raiders are second with 12 from 1970 through 85. 21 straight home wins on Monday Night Football. That's amazing, right? Yeah, Derek Carr, I talked about his passer rating, was 65.6. When it's below 70, over 25, now he's 1 for 25. And Kenny Pickett, worst EPA, but that's where they figure out it's about success. I wrote it down because I was like, well, what is EPA? And that is, let me see. Oh, yeah, Jake Browning would start for Burrow, has never taken a snap in the NFL. Yes. EPA defines the value of each play by effect it has on offense's likelihood to score, attributed equally to both teams. And he was a negative. That's Kenny Pickett. I mean, that's not good coming. You know, I mean, it's another thing. They got spoiled by Big Ben. They went 26-22. They didn't have a red zone drive, and they still scored 26 points. That's the first time that happened in 45 years. First time it happens in 2016 for the Chiefs when they scored 27 in a game. T.J. Watt now is the all-time sack leader, 81.5. He also scored on a touchdown. And I loved Njoku was like, throw the flag. I didn't fumble. Yeah, it got punched out. 6 sacks, 4 fumbles. Eight penalties. I mean, just ugly. And that game was on, and that game went on forever. I watched the end of that game. The Panthers Saints game was unwatchable. There's nothing happening. I know Olave made one hell of a catch on one play, but it was torturous. Even the Pittsburgh Cleveland game just seemed like it was going on and on and on. And Cleveland had a chance to win it, but of course they blew it by the end. And Pittsburgh fans can't be like, oh yeah, we're 1-1 and we're going places. No, you're not going anywhere. You guys are stinking it up, and I think you got spoiled by Big Ben, and they rushed for like 96 yards. Though I will say that Najee Harris had some. Is that his name? Who's the Pittsburgh running back? Was it Najee Harris? he had some nice. He had a couple runs where he broke some tackles where I was like, all right, Steelers won 26-22. I'm trying to. Who is the? Yeah, Najee Harris. He had a 10 for 43. Pickens 4 for a buck 27. I'm playing him next year. How about Amari Cooper? How do you go? They said how do you go from a? How the Cowboys only get a third-round pick for him? I mean, he just makes plays every time he plays. You have Ford at 16 catches for a buck 06. And Watson, 22 of 42, 35 a touchdown. I mean, you keep waiting for him to turn the corner, but I think the car's in neutral and it's not going anywhere. And I don't feel like he's getting any better. Just like. And then DraftKings had this thing. So if each team made one plus field goal in the 1 p.m., 4:05, and 4:25 games, FanDuel lost $20 million. $5 won you over $1,000. It was one of those days where everybody was kicking field goals. Yes. Yeah, and Matt Canada, not a fan of. They haven't got 400 yards of offense since he took over in 2021. There was a run at the end by Kenny Pickett, 3rd and 1, where they needed and he got thrown for a loss. There are 9 0-2 teams now: Denver, Chicago, Chargers, Minnesota, Houston, Cincy, New England, Arizona, and Carolina. And there's some, but I mean, did you think the Chargers, Minnesota, and Cincy would be 0-2, and Denver? I mean, I don't feel that Russell Wilson played that well, but that Hail Mary that got tipped around, and they get a 2-point conversion try, and if that wasn't pass interference, I don't know what was. And you just saw Ron Rivera, who got his 100th career regular season win, walking up the field but that was pass interference. Like last night, at the end, Joey Porter Jr. looked like he tugged on him. He definitely grabbed his jersey. They didn't call anything on the last play. Cleveland would have got another play. You know what? You have opportunities throughout the game. I'm not going to look at that one play, but I will say that play at the end, I mean, the refs are right there and they're missing shit. I mean, that was definitely pass interference at the end of Denver. Denver can be upset, but what are you going to do? They did it, and you can't have a reshoot like in the movies. You can't go back and reshoot scenes. That's it. And I was like, damn, that was definitely pass interference. So, yeah, ugly. Yeah, ugly. Yeah, he did have some terrible throws. Yeah, T.J. Watt had a touchdown on that fumble. I think it was Njoku's fumble, right? Each team. Oh, and then they had a fumble, a tip pass, pick 6 early in the game too, for Pittsburgh. It was messy. Yeah, Steelers, ugly. Steelers 52 wins, tied for most on Monday Night Football. They're 13-1 in the last 14 appearances of Monday Night Football. And yeah, Browns, Jesus, and Browns have now lost 39 times to the Steelers, most by any team versus a single opponent. Isn't that crazy? 39 times. And I remember they didn't take, he was from Ohio, and they didn't take Big Ben, and Big Ben took it personally and beat the shit out of him every time he played him. Was he like 24-2 against them? I thought that was pretty funny. Cam Akers of the trading block could go to the Browns. Kareem Hunt could go to back to the Browns. The Browns were favored for the first time against Pittsburgh since 1989. Broncos, how about this? 15 games decided by 8 points or fewer. They're 4-11. That's the most games and losses in the NFL since 2022. 15 games decided by 8 points or fewer, and they're 4-11 in those games. And Puka Nakua, who Gumbo Chef has on his fantasy, most receptions in first 2 games, 25. He's got 25 catches for 266 yards. Sunday, he set a rookie record, single-game rookie record, 15 catches for a buck 47 in the loss to the Niners. First NFL player to have at least 10 catches and 100 yards in his first 2 games. He leads the NFL in targets with 35, catches with 25, averaging 111 yards per game. That leads all receivers. And second in receiving yards, 266, to Justin Jefferson with 309. I mean, this is a guy who has lit it up and lit it up and lit it up. I was like, damn, he is playing well. Yeah, Jerome Ford, 5th-round pick, 156 out of Cincy. He is now the number 1 back for the Browns. Also had 3 catches for 25 yards. Matt Canada, how about this? 13 punts. They're tied for the most, Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin says no wholesale changes. They're averaging 9.5 points per game. NFL low 12 first downs. Pickett's completing 61% of his passes. 1 offensive touchdown in each game. 96 net yards rushing yesterday. 3.1 yards per carry. Not good. Just a lot of problems. A lot of problems. And Shaq Thompson, linebacker for Carolina, broke his fibula. He's probably done for the year. I also saw that a lot of guys, I mean, think about it. So now you have Chubb out for the year. Barkley's hurt. So they said all these, Dalvin Cook hasn't played well, but all these guys, you know, they're supposed to get paid running backs and they can't stay healthy. I mean, it happens. I mean, I don't know if that correlates with them not getting paid. I mean, it is a tough position. You're always getting hit every single play. Anything can happen. But it was a weird tackle, too, and his leg got bent back. I was like, oh, yeah. And I'm glad they didn't show it again. I was like, someone posted it. I go, once was enough. And Bryce Young yesterday, 23 of 33, a touchdown, 4.6 yards per attempt, which did not have a good day. Yeah, $153. Did not have a good day. Yeah, throwing a lot of dump offs and everything. Austin Eckler out. They I was going to get Joey Kelly. I'm glad I didn't get him. They ran for 69 yards on 21 carries, less than 3 a carry. Waddle could miss concussion protocol, could miss Monday Night Football. And I saw that. Did you see Belichick throw down his challenge flag like a little kid? Like, put your toys away. He like slammed it down like a little insolent little kid. That was pretty funny. But Waddle, they called a, what they call, roughing penalty, because that's the thing. When his head's going down and the guy's going to hit him in the chest, and it was helmet to helmet. I mean, I don't know how you avoid that stuff. So I could see where Belichick was concerned about that. But yeah, Waddle got rocked. Anthony Richardson, he left the game with concussion. I mean, he hit his head on the turf the way he slammed his head back. I mean, turf is bad, man. I mean, I'm not saying grass is a little better, but turf is terrible. You saw when Richardson hit his head back, it snapped against the turf. He wasn't playing anymore. And Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, you know, the pickup from the Eagles, torn pec. They think he could be done for the season. I mean, a lot of guys getting hurt already. And it's, you know, we got an extra game. Buda Baker, hamstring on the IR for 4 weeks. For the Cardinals, they thought he could get traded. Deontay Johnson for the Steelers, he's going to be on IR, so that means Pickens will get more playing. Did you see Pickens, too, when he caught that one ball? Was he trying to jump over Ward? Like, he tried to jump in the air. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And then he kind of kicked him in the nuts with his... And I was like, dude, I would try to drill him. I mean, I just said, what are you doing there? I mean, will you really think you were going to get a jump over a defensive back? That's the dumbest thing I ever saw. And Michigan sent me this. Tom Brady never played a single snap in NFL where his team was mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Thank you, Michigan football on Go Blue. Now they get Rutgers this week. Yeah, Rutgers. We'll see how that works out this week. And first-time NFL Hall of Fame, Julius Peppers, Antonio Gates, Brandon Marshall, Jordy Nelson, Jamal Charles, T.J. Lang. Now, Peppers had 159.5 sacks. He made the All-Decade team. And Gates, 955 catches. This guy played college basketball. Over 11,000 yards. He's third in total receptions for a tight end behind Gonzalez and Jason Witten, and 116 touchdowns, most by a tight end. I was like, that's pretty impressive. That is very, very impressive, you know? So Peppers was Defensive Rookie of the Year, All-Pro twice. Tony Gates was solid. I loved it. And Jamal Charles had a pretty good career. Jordy Nelson was Comeback Player of the Year, or blew out his knee. Brandon Marshall, yeah, he was. I mean, there was a lot of receivers. I don't think Brandon Marshall was the best, but I think Peppers was consistently good. And Gates, come on, man. Imagine if he'd been on a different team, what he would have done. But he was damn good. So we'll see what happens on that front. So Colorado, Oregon, 9.3 million watched the game against Colorado State. They hit a peak of 11 million between 11 and 11:15 on the East Coast. Fifth most watched college football game on record. Most streamed regular season game ever. And Chatter's previous late night game. And this is for a Pac-12 game, Colorado. People going crazy. And what his sunglasses, over $4 million of sunglasses sold. So wow, I mean, crazy. Travis Hunter out the next 3 weeks and doesn't hold a grudge. There were death threats against that kid. Death threats against the Henry Blackburn, the D-back for Colorado State. That was a bullshit hit. I know he's trying to be a tough guy and everything, but that was a bullshit hit. He was trying to make, I mean, it was chippy. It was chippy on that field. But that was a bullshit hit. And I don't know, he didn't get kicked out because I guess that was a flagrant, you get 2 of those a game. But man, that was now Hunter's going to miss this week's game against Oregon. Next week, They're going to get a noon start on Fox against USC. It's going to be good. That's going to be fun to watch. Yes. So, I mean, it is hot. I watched the 60 Minutes with Dion. Yeah, listen, he does not suffer from insecurity. Yes, at all. Yes, I agree. Yes, refs do kill games more and more every year. And yeah, Gates was a model of consistency. Josh, I totally agree. But Colorado, the fans are going apeshit, man. I mean, what they 900% they've gone up with their clothing, merchandise, and everything. Yeah, crazy. Mel Tucker job. They said Sean Lewis, the Colorado offensive coordinator, Mike Elko, the Duke coach, Jonathan Smith, the Oregon State coach. Now he has 7 days, Mel Tucker, to prove, dude, you were jerking off on the phone while you're talking to a woman. There's a morals clause. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I feel like I guess it is assault, and I feel like people have done worse things to get fired from your job. But dude, really, you're that hard up? You had to jack off while you're talking to a woman on the phone? And she was like, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, do what you have to do. No, not even close. And Zach Barnett, according to ESPN, they have the power index, their football power index. Team with best chance winning out the rest of the season, Oklahoma. Yeah, tell that to Hal and Dom. Yeah. Oklahoma. Yeah. They still got to play Texas. Now they're pushing down Texas's win against Bama, and now Jalen Milroe starting again this week against Ole Miss. It's like, what? Dude, just keep your quarterback in. It totally fell apart against USF last week. I mean, good God, you guys played like shit. I mean, you guys really stunk it up. And you dropped the 13 in the poll and everything, but, I mean, you put these guys in, and so much pressure. I mean, think about it. I'm watching Tua is going against Mac Jones, who backed him up, and Tua took the job away from Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts had to go to Oklahoma, and Jalen Hurts plays in the Super Bowl last year. I mean, think about the talent there, and to keep that talent going. I mean, I didn't feel like they had a great quarterback this year. And look at the NFL, how many bad quarterbacks there are out there. Pickett that year when it's the first pick of the first round draft pick. Is he a first round draft pick? Do you see something you're like, wow, this guy can really play? I mean, Bryce Young is taking his bumps. Zach Wilson's a bust. Well, I mean, yeah, I would say he's a bust. I mean, most of the guys, I don't think Mark Sanchez had the career you thought he was going to have when they traded for him. Sam Darnold didn't have the career for the Jets. I mean, you go through quarterback, there's so many quarterbacks out there. Josh Rosen. I mean, there's more shitty quarterbacks out there than there are good quarterbacks out there. You don't know about Anthony Richardson, how he's going to do. Jalen Hurts took a huge jump. Josh Allen, I don't know, man. He plays well. He didn't play as well last year, and then this year they beat the Raiders. I mean, the Raiders go down, score the first series of the game. You think, oh shit, and then they blow them out the rest of the way, 38-3, and you're like, well, Josh McDaniels isn't going to be around much longer. And I thought they looked terrible. I thought Jimmy G had a lot of bad possessions. Devontae Adams left with a concussion. And, if they keep losing games, Devontae Adams is going to want to go somewhere where he's going to want to win. He's not going to want to play in a shitty team. And I'll tell you, another guy, Josh, not a head coach for much longer, McDaniels. I can't see him surviving. And the Jets, a lot of pressure on them. I mean, I know he lost his quarterback, but he's going to stick with Zach Wilson. And I'll tell you, Zach Wilson, to me, is going to have to play a lot better next week. Well, he needs a line too, but he's going to have to make better decisions. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see he's that guy. I don't. Yeah, only 2 teams ranked in the Big 12. You've got Texas at 3 and Oklahoma at 16. Everybody else is just treading water. Yes. Dan Lanning comments about Colorado not winning anything, not personal jab at Sanders. How's it not a personal? You said earlier that they weren't going to win many games. So now you got Sanders in there, and Sanders is going to be like, and you can say it, dude. Don't be afraid of him. Say, yeah, we didn't think they win much. But now they were projected to win ESPN Analytics 2.7. So they've already done what they thought they'd do this season. They're playing with house money. Now we're going to see how good they are. Bo Nix, never thought he was a great quarterback. Never that great at Auburn. He's been good at Oregon, but Oregon hasn't won shit. So, he puts up these numbers, but big games coming. He's going to have to go against Michael Penix Jr. from Washington, they look damn good. They blew out. They went to Michigan State and 41-7 blowout. and we're going to see what they have there. They're going to play in a couple weeks, but Colorado's going to play them, and everybody talks about how USC has no defense, and that's all you have to do with a team like Colorado is say, you know what, we all believe each other. All the guys in this team believe in each other, and we're going to see what happens. And you take Bo Nix over Zach, dude. I take you over Zach Wilson. I mean, you're not saying much. I'm, and I don't mean that against you. I mean, we're not everybody. I take anybody right now. That's the thing. I feel like Zach Wilson has reached his, what's the, I mean, I think his ceiling is done. There is no ceiling for him. I think he was a guy who played in college and could throw the ball and played against mediocre competition at a nice arm and got to the pros and realized he's got to put a lot of work in. And he throws you watch the interceptions, throws it right to guys. At least once a game, twice a game, there's passes where you're like, dude, what are you doing? Throw the ball away. And they say he's fast as shit. I don't give a shit if he's fast as shit. I don't care. I want to win games, man. That's what I want to do. Pickett is better? Yeah, I don't know. You never wanted Mark Bumchez? I did. Yeah. What did you say after that? And we moved up for Mark. You moved up for Mark, too, and you moved up for Zach. And see where it got you. Yeah, Joe Douglas. And then they didn't even, the rookie from Iowa State, the defensive lineman, he sat out. He didn't play the game. I mean, yeah. I mean, he didn't even, but they said they got good pressure on the quarterback. I'm like, you drafted this kid who's got this physicality, speed, and everything, and you didn't play him against the Dallas team where you got good pressures? What did it do? What did it do? I mean, this defense, well, 2 games, I mean, not like you're playing great defense out there, guys. Not like you're getting the job done. So we'll see what happens going forward. Yeah. Yeah, how's Tom? I'm going out there in a month. He goes, it's a month till you come out. I said, yeah, I know. I didn't forget about it, dude. Yeah. I'm with you. So the Yankees host Toronto tonight. Big shit. Dodgers 4 straight wins. How about this? JD Martinez 28 home runs for the Dodgers. 8 have been 3-run home runs. They're 5 games back of Atlanta. Atlanta's lost 4 in a row. They lost to the Phillies last night. And Schwarber hit his 45th home run, 99 RBIs, and he's hitting under 200. Hit one he hit it out of the stadium. Well, yeah, pretty much. And former, what's his name was at the game? And watch it go out. I mean, he hit the shit out of that ball. Yeah, Ryan Howard was very impressed. I was too. But he's on 245 home runs, 99 RBIs. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, I'm not watching a lot of baseball. Yeah, Texas, 4 straight losses. There's still a half game up on the wild card. David Robertson could come back to the Mets. 6.48 ERA in 17 appearances with the Marlins. He said that sucks. What did he say? The 3rd time in the last 5 years he's been traded midseason because he's got 3 young kids. Dude, you're getting paid a lot of money. You're making $10 million this year. I don't want to hear you complain about your 3 kids you got traded in between the season. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, you got traded. Blah, wah, 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 wah. And your kids are gonna have to deal with it. You have 10 million reasons why you need to shut the fuck up. I don't care. I don't want to hear about an athlete. That's what the job is. It's a business, a profession. You could get traded in season. That's what happens. Don't play next season. Stay home and don't collect that paycheck because the paycheck gives you a lot of options to do a lot of things. So I don't want to hear it. I don't hear the wham, 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 wham. I can't stand that stuff. It's like, shut up. And so the Mets, they said, could they go after Cody Bellinger, Matt Chapman, extra offense, Josh Hader for reliever. Now a lot of frontline pitchers. Aaron Nola, Jordan Montgomery, Michael Lorenzen has pitched well. Eduardo Rodriguez for the Tigers. Oh, and Blake Snell, who's had a great lead in ERA for the Padres. These are guys they can go after. I mean, Mets need a lot of help, but they definitely need an extra bat. And what, Volpe hit another home run the other day? So Yankees, yeah, woohoo! Adam Wainwright, 200th win, 42 years old, said he's done after the season. Well, yeah. I mean, 7 shutout innings, 4 hit ball. They won 1-0 over the Brewers. Fifth active pitcher with 200 wins. That's something to be proud of. 200 wins as a pitcher. That's impressive. 5-11 with a 7.40 ERA. Mets won last night over the Marlins. Tonight it's Joey Lucchesi, 3-0 with a 2.83 ERA against Braxton Garrett, 9-6 with a 3.67. The Yankees are hosting the Blue Jays. It's UC Kikuchi, 9-6 with a 3.81 ERA against Clark Schmidt, who's pitched well lately. 9-8 with a 4.56. Yankees are 76-74. The Mets are 70. I thought the Mets were going to catch the Yankees for wins, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Yankees are 6 games out of a wild card. The Mets are 8. Yeah. And Tampa Bay confirms new ballpark set to open in 2028 because that's a dump. They play in a fucking dump. And Victor Wembanyama says he's going to play for Paris at this year's Olympics. 35 days till the NBA starts. Liberty hosts the Mystics tonight. Aces swept their series against the Sky, so Mystics get the win tonight. Liberty and finish that. Sunday, UNC beat Rowan in hockey 4-2. They're 2-0 this season. I couldn't go Sunday. But I was like, shit, they were close. I could have seen the game. 9:23 home opener against Kentucky. Get it done. Kelly Oubre Jr., 1-year deal with the Sixers. 20 points, 5 rebounds, played for the Hornets last year. And Mike Vorkunov, there's going to be more NBA games on HBO Max. Bleacher Report has this $9.99 a month. They're going to show 2 opening night games, 65 regular season games, the in-season tournament, the playoffs, Western Conference Finals, and it's going to be on linear and on HBO Max. You can watch it if you don't have HBO Max, but that's another thing. So people who are cutting the cord can watch on that. So, yippee yay! That's awesome, right? That's good stuff. That's fantastic stuff. Yeah, that's makes me so happy when I see that kind of stuff. Yeah, Nick Chubb, that sucked. And they were giving shit for Schefter that he posted what happened in 2015. He's doing his job. That's what he does. It wasn't being mean, or he's just talking about it. But Deshaun Watson got 2 face mask penalties last night. Not 1, but 2. Dude, I'll tell you, I remember him in college lighting it up. And even with the Texans, he did the shit, he got suspended and everything. He is a shell of himself. He's embarrassing to watch. Yeah, ugly. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, oh, Highsmith stripped Watson and T.J. Watt scored. That was with 6:58 remaining. 20th straight home win against Cleveland. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Bryce Young, they said, threw for 22 or 33 for a $188, but they didn't really move the ball. 239 yards of total offense. Not good. That was ugly. Yeah. Shaq Thompson, broken fibula. He's going to be out. Yeah. He's not coming back anytime soon. Yeah, and that was an ugly doubleheader, man. It was not good football. Saquon. So they're talking about he got hurt. Austin Eckler, no timetable till he returns. Joe Burrow now. Anthony Richardson. Devontae Adams is cleared. Jalen Waddle's going to probably miss the game against the Bengals. I mean, a lot of guys. David Montgomery, day-to-day, with a thigh injury. Could take a couple weeks to heal. Questionable against the 2-0 Falcons this week. I talked about the Prime Shades, $67 each. They've sold at least $4.355 million. You see The Rock, he was at College Game Day, an entourage of 30. 30 people with The Rock. 30. And I saw a thing, Ice Cube picked up his son. His son's Shay Jackson's an actor. And when he was 12, and they were going to Venice to eat lunch, and they met The Rock. And he was upset that The Rock ordered a Diet Coke, he ordered a root beer. And then at the end of the meal, Rock paid for his food, and he took a quarter from The Rock and kept it's still in a baggie, he says. He still has it this day. He took a quarter because he wants to sell to The Rock. Took a quarter. I was like, duh. And Stockton, 3-0-2. They won 2 games over the weekend in Memphis. Congrats to them. And they beat Rhodes College and then Hendrix College. I think they won 2-1, and then Hendrix College beat 3-1. So congrats to them. Bill's son Thomas is on the team. We're going to a game. We're going to a game. That's happening. So congrats to them. They'll take on Haverford College tomorrow. Yeah, game time for 7 p.m. I would go down, but I'm not. But I would. And I thought this was kind of so. DeAndre Hopkins makes $12 million this season. He's re-enrolled in classes at Clemson. Hey, Michigan's Georgia program. Hello, Michigan. and he's taking online classes to finish his degree. To finish his degree in Parks, Rec, and Tourism Management at Clemson. So congrats to him. And Clemson is going to have a new starting kicking on Saturday when they play Florida State. Jonathan Wheats is still actively enrolled as a Clemson student pursuing an online master's degree in data science and analytics from his Charleston, South Carolina hometown. He retired from football last spring, still has another year of eligibility due to COVID. Agreed Sunday to come out of retirement. He was on track to graduate with a master's degree in December. He recently accepted a job in New York City. He was expected to start in 2 weeks from now. He said it's either going to be a great story, it's going to be terrible, it's not going to be anything in between. That's what Dabo said. I hope Saturday doesn't come down to a kick. I don't know if my heart can take that. He was on the roster from 2019-2022 as a walk-on, 7 games, 3 for 3 on PATs as BT Potter's backup. He also had a 56-yard average on 10 career kickoffs. Yeah, they said Robert Gunn III, had a redshirt freshman, big leg. He had field goals blocked from 41-23 in their opener against Duke because of low kicks. Made a 23-yarder against Charleston Southern in week 2. Missed an extra point Saturday against Florida Atlantic. Also missed a 31-yard field goal. So I would say it's time to get, he started a job in 2 weeks. He goes, hey, you want to come and kick against the Knolls? And I'm like, hey, you know what? He spent the whole spring in France studying abroad and hanging out at the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, he rented an apartment in New York, and then he gets a call. Yeah, what the hell, man? Hasn't kicked a football since April. And then he called back after he tested out his leg for the first time in 5 months. Yeah, he kicked a couple times. He said, all right. First practice, he went 7 for 8. He's consistent with 45 yards, and he could be the number 1 option on shorter kicks. And that's just crazy, man. Why not? I thought that was awesome. I'm like, all right, yeah, let's make it happen. And I talked about Mel Tucker getting fired. I said, well, why don't they pull why don't they get Harbaugh to come to Michigan State? Because, Pitino went from Kentucky to Louisville, but I'm like, come on, that's crazy. But so he's going to be fired with cause. He has a week to 7 days to present a case to keep his job, which I don't know how he can. 2014, 11-2 in 2021, then got a 10-year, $95 million contract. The next guy coming in will get less. Harlan Barnett was the interim coach for the 41-7 drubbing, and he won't be around. And Mark D'Antonio, who won 3 Big Ten championships with the Spartans 2017-19, is an acting associate head coach. Will be involved with the search. We'll see what happens there. Chris Kleiman, Kansas State could be a guy. Mike Elko, everyone wants him. Dave Clawson, I think he's happy at Wake Forest. Brian Hartline, I hear about him all the time. He's the offensive coordinator, former NFL wide receiver at Ohio State. He's the guy they talk about, but he makes $1.6 million with the Buckeyes. I don't think why he want to leave there right now. Jason Candle from Toledo. Yeah. Maybe. 46 years old. And what about Dion? It would be a step up from Colorado, but I don't think he's going to make the jump that quickly. He also signed a big contract. They give him everything he wanted. Yeah, and his son, I don't think his son's happy where he is, but his offensive coordinator is someone Sean Lewis could get the job. We'll see what happens. There's 39 teams undefeated in college football after week 3. Among them, Kentucky, Missouri, Washington State, Oregon State, Colorado, Rutgers, which is playing Michigan, Kansas, Wake, Duke, UNC, Louisville, Memphis. You got number 15 Ole Miss and number 13 Alabama. You got number 22 UCLA, number 11 Utah. You see, I think Utah's one of those teams where you just never know. They every year they're consistent. They just play hard every goddamn, so that, and I don't know how good UCLA is this year. Colorado, Oregon, that's going to be interesting. Because Oregon should be, the home field advantage and all that stuff, but I think Colorado believes in themselves, but losing Travis Hunter is going to hurt them a lot. And Shedeur Sanders had a rough game, but he pulled that out at the end. But you know what? It's good that he had, he can't play every game. He drives a $190,000 Maybach Mercedes. I'm like, dude, you're in college, you're driving a $190,000 car. It's ridiculous. Just crazy. The NIL money's out of control. And Oregon State at Washington State, that should be a good game. The dump at Notre Dame, both teams playing good football right now. That's going to be a big test. And Iowa's not good. And Penn State. Iowa is 24. They are not the 24th best team in the country. Not even close. Not even close. You got SMU at TCU, Memphis at Missouri, Cal at Washington. Yeah, I mean, that's BYU at Kansas. Kansas eked one out against a shitty Nevada team last week. UCF, Kansas State. Kansas State's coming off that bad loss to Missouri on that kick. Army, Syracuse. Syracuse won at Purdue. Appalachian State, Wyoming. Wyoming's played tough. Well, they beat, who they beat that first week? I watched that game. Shit, they won in overtime. Trying to see, was it TCU? Wyoming, Texas Tech, and Auburn, Texas A&M. Texas A&M's always overrated. Yeah, Georgia was down 14-3 at the half. They won 20 in a row. They at UAB this week, wasted a game. Michigan, number 2, they have not looked good. But Blake Corum did rush for 100 yards. Had 2 more scores, 6 touchdowns in 3 games. McCarthy, 2 interceptions, equaling his total last season, and bad interceptions. Michigan was not happy. Longhorns are 3-0 for the first time since 2012. Texas, entering this season, Texas was one of only 4 Power 5 teams not to have a 3-0 start this past decade. They're at Baylor. They did not look good against Wyoming this past week, so they got to get it done. Yeah, they did not look good. Jonathan Brooks, though, 10 missed tackles forced in week 3. Little Power 5 running backs. Thank you, Kyle Umlang, for that. 21 rushes for $164. You have Florida State. They beat Boston College 31-29. Ugly game. And Sam was there. Ari's girlfriend Sam was at the game. Jordan Travis, 79 total touchdowns. He's 2 behind Chris Wenke for most in school history. They're at Clemson Saturday. I am so rooting for Florida State. I can't stand Clemson. And for the 6 years to the day, AP poll was released on Sunday. Florida State, and Miami all ranked. So Florida State 4, Miami 20, and Florida 25. All 3. First time in 6 years. All the Florida teams in the top 25. USC gets as Arizona State, which was shut out for the first time in a long time. They got lost to Fresno State. They got shut out on Saturday night at home. Not good. The Dump beat Western Kentucky 6-3-10. Marvin Harrison had a long touchdown. 63 points. Scored more points against Western Kentucky than it did in its first 2 games combined. Hey, win's a win. They're Notre Dame on Saturday. Ryan Day, second best winning percentage, but you gotta beat Michigan and you gotta beat Notre Dame. You gotta. Yeah, Penn State, they're to Iowa. Washington looked really good. Michael Penix, 1,332 passing yards through 3 games. Whew. Most since Davis Webb, Cal, and Patrick Mahomes in 2016 for Texas Tech. They look good. 12 touchdowns, 1 interception there. They host Cal on Saturday. So really, beyond Oregon, the Husky schedule is backloaded. All 4 November opponents, they play USC, Utah, Oregon State, and Washington State are ranked in this week's poll. And dating back to last season, the Irish have scored 40 or more points in 5 consecutive games, the longest streak in program history, and they got Sam Hartman. Now, since '94, Notre Dame is 4. This is for Treetop. It's 4-19 when playing as an AP top 10 against another AP top 10. It was 14-3-1 in its previous 18 games from '88 to '93. It's a big drop off, right? That's a big drop off. In the 2020 regular season game against Clemson, the Irish have mostly had a reputation for failing flat in big games. Well, this is going to be a good game for them. They got blown up by Alabama in the 2012 national championship game, and they haven't recovered. But listen, Sam Hartman can play. They're the most prolific scoring start in the first 4 games of the season since 1914. Sam Hartman is a good quarterback, and he's played a lot of games. That's the guy I want to see. Will he do it at the next level? Can he be a guy at the next level? Because he's had a lot of experience in college, and I'm wondering, will it translate to the pros? Oregon blew out Hawaii. Bo Nix became the second quarterback of the past 20 years. Marcus Mariota to throw 8 touchdown passes with a 75% completion percentage in the team's first 3 games. They get Colorado. It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. I mean, he's going to have them ready. I mean, the hype is high with Colorado right now, and I'd love to see them keep winning, but I don't know. That's a tough place to play. Utah, 3-0. They beat Weber State, who sucks. 22-0 in non-conference games since joining the Pac-12 in 2011. LSU 2-1. Yeah, beat Mississippi State, not a great team. I watched some of that game. They got Arkansas this Saturday, who lost to BYU. A lot of teams playing like shit. Bama. How about this? Fewest points against an unranked opponent since 2014 against Arkansas, and fewest against an unranked non-conference opponent since it was upset by Louisiana Monroe in Saban's first year in Tuscaloosa. Yeah, they fell 3 spots, ending a 128-week top 10 streak dating back to September They've been top 10 for 128 straight weeks since 2015. Second longest, Miami was the longest from 85 to 93 in the top 10. They have to beat Ole Miss or else its streak of 249 consecutive ranked weeks. I don't think they're going to drop out of the polls. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see what happens. I mean, Nebraska was 348 straight weeks in the polls from 81 to 2002. And so I don't know. Mike Rorak posted this that Lane Kiffin, who's not even the coach anymore, one of this guy Spirit Ben, who covers all Ole Miss stuff, says that the defense is now being called by Travaris Robinson and not Kevin Steele. How does he know this? I'm like, dude, you don't know. Come on, really? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Rebels have scored 158 points in 3 games. Now they get to go to Alabama. OU beat Tulsa 66-17. 5 interceptions against. Come on. They're playing Cincinnati Saturday, who is not playing well. And so I mean, and UNC beat Minnesota. Did not look great. Jack May was the 5th UNC quarterback to post multiple 400-yard passing games. Nate McCullum, 15 catches. That was crazy. 15 catches for $165. So they're a Pitt, which is a game, what's it, a catch game. They got to be careful. They don't go out there and stink it up. Duke's 18. They beat Northwestern. If they beat UConn, they would play Notre Dame. That could be a game day because they both be undefeated if Notre Dame beats the dump. Yeah, and Colorado became one of the 14 to start 3-0 after losing 11 games the year before. It's seeking his first win against an AP top 10 team since 2007 against Oklahoma. And a road against the top 10 would be the first since 1995 at Kansas State, which is crazy, right? Yeah, and Travis Hunter said if there wasn't a doctor on the sideline, he would have went back into the game, but I'm glad he didn't. And Shiloh Sanders, what did he have? He ran one back, a pick 6. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Miami blew out. Who they beat? Bethune-Cookman? It doesn't really matter yet. They scored 35 more points in each of their first 3 games. First time since 2016. Saturday at Temple, which sucks. So Washington State goes against Oregon State. UCLA. Tennessee, man. Poof. They got blown out. Haven't won at Florida since 2003. Third few was 29-16. And how are they 23 and Florida's 25? I don't think. Listen, when you get to the bottom here, Iowa, Tennessee, Iowa, Florida, no offense, none of them should be in the top 25. I'm sorry. Florida's not that good. Tennessee's not that good. And Iowa's not that good. And this is like you're reaching at the bottom. And yes, Travis Etienne's brother, Trevor, ran for $172, but come on. Yeah, I mean, they're not good. Yeah. Yeah, Tennessee, both those teams are shit. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Sanders says he would not coach in the NFL because he wouldn't be able to motivate rich players as much as he would. But college players are getting paid now. He said, I love college. I love that young men are still impressionable. They're not so financially wealthy that they can't hear you. He said, some of these guys make so much money they can't hear, they can't see the things that they need to see and hear. I'd have a hard time motivating a man that makes upwards of 20 and 30 and sometimes 40 million to go out there and do your job. I got a problem with that. Well, you might have a problem, but it happens, dude. And Tulane blew out Southern Miss. Dari Lopez. Hey, how you doing there? Hello, Dari. Hello, Gamer. Very nice to meet you. How you doing? Got any sports question you want to talk about, Dari? Or Sharamar Gamer? You want to talk any sports? Bring it on. Let's talk about it. Josh will step in for Zach Wilson. So Greenway beat South Alabama, who blew out Oklahoma State. I mean, I'm like, Oklahoma State, they're down. And how about Syracuse's quarterback, Garrett? Yeah. Kiffin, what people do for clicks. Oh, yeah, Kiffin. I'm not a fan of Kiffin. I feel like he's Kiffin. And I feel like he's a good coach. Not a great coach, but a good coach. Kiffin's an interesting guy. And Syracuse quarterback Garrett Schrader ran for a career 195 yards, 4 touchdowns on 25 carries. Yeah. Excluding sacks, 209 on 10 yards a carry. He is good. UNLV beat Vanderbilt. South Alabama beat Oklahoma State. And What else? Oh yeah, and Miami, Ohio won an OT in Cincinnati. That's a bad loss. Ohio 10-7 against at Iowa State, and Fresno State blew out Arizona State. And how about this? Lamarion James at Old Dominion. He had himself an unforgettable day. Had an 80-yard fumble return for a touchdown in the second quarter, and a 66-yard interception for a TD in the third quarter. Seventh player in FBS history to score them both in the same game. Army, I love Jeff Monken. That's great. $2 million annually through 2027. Kansas beat Nevada. The League of Bandits has joined us. What does he want to talk? He's a Giant fan, right? You want to talk some Giants? Let's talk some Giants. Arizona State hadn't been shut out at home since November 12th, 1988. 50-0 loss to USC. Crazy, right? And how about this? SMU, they're going to the ACC, has raised $100 million in 7 days, plus nearly $200 million in exposure site visits for applications, up 103%. Yeah, they'll be competing for championships. $100 million in 7 days. I need those people around me, man. That's some serious shit. And the college football's most efficient teams per play: Oklahoma. Hey, ESPN says they could go undefeated. Washington, USC, no Michigan, Oregon State, Florida State, Syracuse, the dump, Ohio State. 9 is Notre Dame. 10 is Penn State. And you got 8 in that. You got Ohio State, Notre Dame this weekend. We'll see how that goes. That fight. Did you see the end of the Florida Tennessee game? A little bit of fighting. Yeah, there was got a little chippy. Well, he hit the quarterback. Martz for Florida. He was going down to a knee, and they hit him. And yeah, that always isn't good. You don't hit the quarterback. If you hit the quarterback, bad things are going to happen. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, Jim Harbaugh has. This is from my friend Jason. Having some discussions with the LA Chargers about becoming the next head coach. Thank you for that one, Jason. Yeah, that's. And I was like, come on. It's every year. Every year they have this stuff. What do you say? The fight was so stupid. The way kids act these days is crazy. Josh, yes, it is crazy how kids act. They get so angry at each other. Can't we all just get along? Can't we all just get along? Please? Yeah. They have so much to lose. Get suspended. Or just put them in a ring. You know what? If they got that much energy at the end of the game, where they didn't use it during the game, put them in a ring. Set up a ring and let them go a couple rounds with each other. See what happens. I'm okay with that. I'm more than okay. ESPN new anthem. Chris Stapleton, Snoop Dogg, and Cindy. I heard it. It's all right. And most pressures through 2 weeks. Aiden Hutchinson for the Lions, 13. Micah Parsons, 12. And Jalen Carter, the rookie for the Eagles. You have 8 teams at 2-0. Dallas, Philly, Atlanta, Baltimore, Tampa Bay, San Francisco, Washington, and Miami. And 9 0-2 teams. Crazy, right? C.J. Stroud threw for 384 in the loss. Houston's loss. Did you see that fight after the game? Who the Texans play this week? Shit. Texans lost. Who the freaking... My cousin Hal sent me a video, and these people are getting into a freaking fight. Colts. I mean, they were beating the shit each other in the rotunda after the game. I don't know what caused it, but they're like hitting each other. And then one guy sucker punched the guy at the end. Some guy at the Patriots game on Sunday night, 53-year-old fan, 30 years of season ticket holder, in the 300 section, got hit in a fight, hit his head, and died. Died at the goddamn game. What the fuck is wrong with people? You're in a fucking football game. And I've seen fights and all, but really? You get that angry that you're punching each other at a game? Dude, guy got knocked down, hit his head, and died at a football game. Lawsuit. Guy who hit him now. Right? Could it be charged with manslaughter? Something like that, right? Bad. Yeah, Bijan Robinson had some nice runs. He is going to be a good one. Yeah, father too. You saw that too, Josh, didn't you? Sick. People are fucking sick. Yeah. Was he a Miami fan? I thought he was a Pats fan. No, he got hit by he was a Pats fan. Yeah, he's a Pats fan. Yeah, McCaffrey played well. Mostert, they think Mostert had a good game, but he's not going to put that up. You got fantasy stuff. I mean, we'll see what happens in that front. Daniel Hunter from Minnesota had 3 sacks. Shaquille Barrett had 1. Good God. Dolphins took a 17-3 lead. 4 teams on Sunday rallied from 11 plus down to win. Most to do so in a week. is 5. Isn't that crazy? Uh, yeah, I thought it was Josh. You could have the fandom wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was a Pats fan. And since the strike is going on, ABC adds 10 Monday night games, so they'll be, because they're having the 2 games shift. There'll be more Monday night games because of the SAG strike. So the entire season of Monday Night Football will be on ABC. I don't like the game at 7:15, 8:15. It bothers me. And the NFL is filing a grievance against the NFL Players Association regarding allegations that the NFL Players Association advised running backs to consider feigning or exaggerating injuries in an effort to accrue leverage in contract negotiations, per Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network. I'm like, really? Yeah. I don't know about that. Yeah. And the most games for a running back playing 100% of offensive snaps since 2006, since Sports Radar. That's Christian McCaffrey with 15, Matt Forte with 8, Le'Veon Bell with 6, and there's nobody new in that. Josh Dubow has all this stuff. And Michael David Smith had something interesting. They need to spread those Monday Night Football games out. Yeah, hell yeah. What are you, an hour apart? I mean, I want to watch both games. I don't want to go back and forth. I mean, good God, yeah, Josh, that was bullshit, man. Yeah, Michael David Smith said Saquon, Barkley, David Montgomery injured. Aaron Jones and Austin Eckler were out yesterday. Josh Jacobs had negative yardage, which was a record, 9 carries for -2 yards, which was a record for defending NFL rushing champ. 9 carries for -2 yards? What's going on there? Are they working the rust off? I mean, good God. He goes, I can't imagine why teams don't want to pay veteran running backs. Hey, dude, I feel like it sucks. It sucks to be a running back, man. Yeah, you do love the double. I do too. I do like the double Monday Night Football game, but I don't love it that it's that close to each other. But yeah, I think it's fun. Yeah. So no Barkley supposedly Thursday night, and some guy called the real sick calls Daniel Jones Vanilla Vic, and Boomer put this up. Boomer Esiason and said Daniel Jones, the first player in Giants history with 250 passing yards, 50 rushing yards, 2 passing TDs, and a rushing touchdown in the game. And he did it all in the second half. The only other player to do it in a half since 2000 was Michael Vick at Washington. Remember that? I remember that game. That was at Philly. Yeah, he was on fire that one game. And Katie Sharp, who does she's the stat person. Who is this? Someone just got on here? Lecter, I don't know who that is. Hey, how you doing? Azurico. Yes. Okay, little Spanish. I watched Blue Beetle, which I'll tell you the truth, I really liked. I liked it. Yes. Later, I don't know what you're saying there, buddy. But yes. Azorico. You speak any, my Espanol is pico. Picoísimo. But Katie Sharp does all Yankees trivia. First time the Giants have overcome a halftime deficit of 20-plus points to win since October 30th, 1949 at the Chicago Cardinals. How about that? Crazy. And he had a terrible first half. But they got the win. They lost 150 straight when trailing by 3 touchdowns. Well, make that new streak to start there. I mean, yeah. Unbelievable. Daniel Jones, man, had a hell of a second half. He did. That was awesome. Saquon scored twice, slammed his helmet because, yeah, that looked bad. And over 2 weeks, the Cardinals have outscored 41-11 second half. That's why it is a 60-minute game. You got to do it for 60 minutes. I was talking about all this Jet stuff. I'm done. What's there to talk about? I mean, they didn't get the ball enough. They were behind. Cowboys were 9 for 18 at third down to the ball. 42 minutes, 15 seconds. The Jets had the ball 17 minutes, 40. What do you expect? 17 minutes, under 18 minutes of time of possession. They didn't have the ball enough. Oh, it means they weren't doing much. And the Jets ran it 5 times in the first 12 plays. They were down 10-0, and that was it. You know, Austin Seibert made a 34-yard field goal and an extra point of the loss. Garrett Wilson left. We got the wind knocked out of him. Connor McGovern, the center, said the Cowboys gave the Jets offensive line fits, figured out the silent count they used in front of a loud Dallas crowd. Yeah, he said, I don't know how, but they seem to have a pretty good beat on our silent cadence. Cadence wasn't our friend like it has been. We have some kinks to work out there. Yeah, got to do something, man. And they're 2.5-point underdogs against the Pats at home. But someone said I said if you had Zach Wilson, would you be favored? And Connor McGovern said the Jets felt like they were one block away on every run, as in at least one person didn't do a good job every time. Thank you, Zach Rosenblatt, for that. Micah Parsons, 2 sacks, 4 quarterback hits, 9 pressures. Oh my God. Yeah. He went to. They said Dwayne Brown, it might be done. That he really didn't get the job done. So I don't disagree on that front, but that's ugly. That was some ugly. Yeah. And Azaruko and all the people right now, hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel, man. Yeah, please. JD Talkin Sports, drop a G. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok. I'm everywhere. Subscribe. Come to the show. Yeah, Will McDonald was a healthy scratch, but they wanted meteor up front. Recorded a 33% pressure rate. Okay. Good for them. Didn't get the job done. We're over. Yeah, Sauce Gardner said he was thinking about scoring more than catching the ball. Maybe catch the ball first. And actually, Sauce was only in coverage once against CeeDee Lamb and recorded a pass defender on the target, but they didn't get the job done. 70-10, 2 straight weeks, Cowboys and Jets. 70-10. Yeah, 30 points for the first time since week 2 last year. Not good. And he got into it. Sauce got into it on Twitter with somebody and deleted his account. Wilson was 12 of 27, 170 yards, a touchdown, 3 interceptions. Yeah, not good, dude. Not good. Chris Schick. How about them Cowboys? What do you want to talk about your Cowboys? They're not gonna do shit in the playoffs, Chris. But it's good to dream. It's good to dream. I mean, you really think Dak Prescott's the guy going to take you to the promised land? Well, that's what I want to know. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about your Cowboys? Bring it on. Let's talk about your Cowboys. Yeah. Let's talk about it. I mean, they got the job done. Pollard looked good. You got the win. Yeah, I mean, that's all. They said Zach Wilson was more vocal in the locker room leading up to the game. I mean, yeah, hey, he's trying to take charge. Jerry Jones wants to get more minority representation and team ownership. This is the guy who also said, Jim Trotter said that he alleges that if black people want more representation in decision-making positions, they should buy a team, which he denied. Well, now he's saying more minority owners. So I call bullshit on Jerry Jones because I always think he's full of shit. Yeah, he's a suffering judgment. Okay, so Dak is a game manager. Okay, so Chris, he's a game manager. Okay, I hear what you're saying. But there are going to be games we're going to need him to be more than a game manager. He's going to have to win games. Running game's not going to get going. Is he the guy that's going to take you to a championship? No, he is not. No, he's not. You need your quarterback that's going to have to step up and win games. That's why the Jets are fucked, and that's why your Cowboys are fucked. Because Dak Prescott is not going to step up and win that game. He beat a shitty Bucs team in the playoffs and had opportunities. He should have beaten San Fran in the playoffs last year, but he and played like shit, and they lost in the playoffs. Dak Prescott is not your man. They need a real quarterback. You know, he's doing all these goddamn commercials. I'm great. His brand is blowing up there, Chris. But he's not a guy that's going to win championships. He's not that guy. Not that guy. In my opinion. Yeah, well, I'll tell you the truth. I was a Cowboy fan. I'm not going to lie to you. And Jerry Jones got rid of Jimmy Johnson. Chris, you sound like a politician. He hopefully builds confidence throughout the year and performs in the playoffs. You sound like a politician. I call you a stand-up philosopher, a bullshit artist. Because the same thing could be said last year. He builds up his confidence. I don't agree. So I was a huge Cowboy fan. Staubach, Aikman, and then Jerry fucking Huge Ego Jones got rid of Jimmy Johnson, and since then they haven't done jack shit. They won a Super Bowl with his team with Barry Switzer. They should have won a ton. Barry Switzer was not a good NFL coach, and they've gone downhill since. And he's more interested in making money than is putting out a good team. And he's got a really good team this year. Very good defense. Like the Jets had a good defense. But, you know, Dak, to me, I don't think he's the guy's going to put him over the edge. Or put him over the top. I don't. I just don't think he is. That's my humble opinion. You can disagree with me, Chris, but I don't think he is. And what I see, Chase Edmonds for the Bucks, hurt his. Oh wait, yeah, Bucks, grade 2 MCL. Hey, Kellen Moore might be not. So you rather McCarthy call plays than Kellen Moore? I can't stand McCarthy. Yeah, I don't think McCarthy's a. I think McCarthy is a guy who's the game has passed him by. I really do. But Jerry Jones likes puppet coaching. That's what I think, Chris. He likes a lot of coaches that are puppets that he can maneuver any way he wants. I don't think McCarthy's that guy anymore. And he was with Green Bay. He had Aaron Rodgers. They didn't win anything after that one Super Bowl. Every year they'd have good teams and they choke in the playoffs. Well, he's home now. Chargers offense, dude. How is the Chargers offense shit? So they scored 30 the first week. They scored 20 something last week. I wouldn't call the offense shit. I would call it they can't hold a lead. And they have a coach in Brandon Staley who's supposed to be the defensive coordinator, a defensive guy, and they suck. They suck. I'm not putting it all on Kellen Moore, and he is a quarterback. You should wish you had Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert can ball. Justin Herbert's a quarterback. He's just stuck on a team. Brandon Staley needs to go. And that's why, hey, Harbaugh wants the job. Maybe that's the thing. You have a quarterback there. I would jump on the chance to be the Chargers. Spanos is another shitty one. Is another shitty goddamn owner. Spanos and Jones, two shitty owners. All they care about is money. They don't put a team out there. But and they should be playing in San Diego again, not in LA. But we'll see. Yeah, Brandon Staley, and he had a press conference this week. And they were asking him about he's like, the Jacksonville game, it's over. But your team starts 0-2, not a good start. I thought he should have been fired after that goddamn playoff game. You can't lose a playoff game like that. Can't blow a 20-point lead. What, they're 27? They're blowing them out at the half? Can't blow a game like that. Yeah, imagine Herbert, Josh. Imagine Herbert on the Jets. Hey, he'd blow out his Achilles first game too. Okay, my friend Bumbles would definitely say that. Yeah. Yeah. Something bad would happen. Something very bad would happen. I don't know. But I hear you. Yeah. But that would be, imagine they had a real quarterback. Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be freaking awesome. Oh, so good. So good. Oh, and Micah Parsons said, I guess, are you guys playing Washington this week, right? Dallas, so Dallas is playing, who are they playing? They're playing Washington this week? Are they? Yes. No. Why would he say that? So Micah Parsons says, I'm coming to Washington. They're playing the Cardinals. They're not playing Washington for, I don't know why the hell he would say that, but he says, I'm coming, and Dotson said we're 2-0. But you're playing this week, you're playing the Cardinals. So you should win that game, too. Then you got the Pats at home, at the Niners, Chargers away, the Rams. Could go on a run here there. Chris, go on a big run, a big win run. Ravens, he looked pretty good. Yeah, Minshew, yeah, Ravens look good. Now they might have to go against Gardner Minshew. Lisa, my cousin Lisa is freaking an Orange Theory queen of the workouts. She looks like she's 22. I'm like, God damn, Lisa, you are kicking ass and taking names. So they might have to play this week, the Ravens, Anthony Richardson or Minshew Gardner. We'll see how that works out. Oh, and then John Breach said if Burrow decides to can't play this week, they get the Rams at Titans, at Cardinals, Seahawks, and then a bye. But you don't want them to be like 0-7 going into those games. I guess we'll see what happens. Yeah, and Burrow does not look good. Burrow does not good look. And how about this? In the last 10 years, there have been 103 games in which a team returned at least one punt for a TD. Those teams went 76-27. Make it 76-28. Rookie out of Purdue, Charlie Jones, had an 81-yard punt return in the loss. But, so, I love those stats, and then they don't win the game. Yeah, and I was pissed. I was pissed about the goddamn. Dan Campbell's Lions are 0-3 against the Seahawks. They've won 9 of the last 10 meetings. They can't lose that game, guys. Good God, man. What the hell? And Johnny Mechie, I love that. Caught his first pass, towards ACL, then fought leukemia, had a catch in his debut on Sunday. That was awesome to watch. Atlanta 25-24 over Green Bay. Bijan Robinson, 125 yards rushing. But this is the thing. Okay, Kyle Pitts out of college, out of Florida, was amazing. I say it all the time, the Jets are going to jet until they don't jet. Huh. Yeah. All right. That's interesting. But how about this? So I love Mark. I love Kyle Pitts. He's averaging 2.6 catches on 5 targets in the last 13 games. Yes, Chris, they have to close out. That's what I said. They got to close out game. But Chris, man, they beat KC on the road, man. It was a home game. The fans are pumped. Every game sold out at Ford Field. You got to close it, man. You got to close it. You got to win that. I'd be pissed this whole week. If I was Lions, who are they playing this week? Well, I'd be pissed off about that game because I'd be like, God damn it, who are they playing this week? Host the Falcons. The both teams are undefeated. The Falcons are not good. So Kyle Pitts is averaging 2.6 catches on 5 targets the last 13 games, averaging 32 yards. That's a number 5 pick he spent on. Arthur Smith, what are you doing with these? You've got a lot of talent there, man. Use them. Use them, dude. Use them. Come on, man. That's bullshit. That's total bullshit, man. I can't. Yeah. Terrible. Terrible. And Robinson, 180 rushing yards, 75 receiving yards, 2-0 for the first time since 2017. They went 10-6 and made the playoffs. This is crazy. This guy, Nathan Plitzowitz. You know, it's impossible to get Packers season tickets. His son moved up 2003 to 67 spots, which equates to 5 seasons. He has 53 more to go. He'll have season tickets by 2076. He'll be 65. Is that great? 53 years for season tickets for the Packers. Yeah. And Jalen, this is from JPA Football, said that Donovan McNabb spoke to Jalen Hurts, who said he's playing at probably 65 to 70%. Yeah, I agree. Ritter is an interesting quarterback. I don't look at him as being. See, that's the thing. They're 2-0 right now, so everything looks okay. But when they start playing like shit again, it's Ritter. I mean, they really don't have a good backup. I mean, Mariota's gone. I don't even know who the backup is for Atlanta right now. I don't even know who's backing him up. And that's the thing, too. They got a lot of talent on that team. And they're young. I mean, Robinson makes guys miss every time he catches the ball. He is impressive. Yeah, so Jalen Hurts playing at 65 to 70%. But that's, hey, he said, he's here to play, man. He's here to play. Who's horrible, Chris? Atlanta or Desmond Ritter? Come on, man. Got to keep up with everything. Luke Getsy is the offensive coordinator for the Bears. Called same plays 3 times. They try to run the same play 3 times in a row from the same formation. How do you do that stuff? The last time the Bears won a game, the 2022 Major League Baseball season was still being played. 12 straight losses. They suck. Yeah, that sucks. And they got 17 pressures on Mayfield with no sacks. 2-0. How about Mike Evans, 171 yards? Ball high. Same high school as Hal and Dom. Chase Claypool, wasn't playing enough defense. He scored a touchdown. So good for him. You know what the coaches about his effort. They've been outscored by a combined 28 points in a pair of season open losses at Green Bay and Tampa Bay. Fields has 3 interceptions, 2 of which came on Chicago's last 2 drives Sunday. Yeah, Shaq Barrett, he got sacked, and Shaq Barrett, 6-yard line, just walked in. But he's been hit 16 times, sacked 10 times. DJ Moore did have 6 catches for $104 Sunday. 12 games in a row. They get Kansas City next week. That's not good. And Mahomes got his contract redone. So basically, he has now received over $273 million in guarantees since the deal was started in 2020, and he'll make another $210 million between 2023 and 26. Yeah, I would take Justin Fields over Zach Fields because I think Justin Fields is a good quarterback. I don't think Zach Wilson is. I think Justin Fields is always running for his life, but Justin Fields has a beautiful arm. Yeah, I do too. But we could go on and on about this, Josh. I think everybody would take, but yes, I would take Justin Fields. So Mahomes is going to get over $210 million between 23 and 26, and then could reach $218 million, and then after that they can revisit the agreement after 2026. But I think they saw all these other guys getting paid, and now he's going to get more money, and they renegotiated the contract, which is good. I mean, come on, guy can ball. Even Sonny, it was his birthday. Goes, I don't care about that. Because I'm more concerned about getting his team right. We got to keep winning. Got our next game. Season's a grind. Chris Jones got paid, 1.5 sacks. Good for him. Kelsey, 4 catches on 9 targets. He scored a cut touchdown. Einigle said he found a blank space in the end zone for the score. You know, he supposedly did in Taylor Swift. I don't know. I thought that was funny though, and I like Einigle. I like when guys do smart stuff like that. That always cracks me up. Blank space. Yeah, and Jack's had chances, man. How about this? Jawan Taylor, 4 years, $80 million, flagged 5 times, including twice for false starts, twice for holding. He's the most penalized player in a single game in 23 years. You remember he lined up too far back? Yeah, that was ugly. Yeah. Oof. And Raiders have allowed an 81.7% completion percentage through the first 2 games, highest in NFL history. Yeah, Josh Jacobs, 9 carries for minus 2 yards. Fewest rushing yards. This is from Front Office NFL by a reigning rushing champ since at least 1950. Yeah. And Josh Allen did look good. He was getting the ball all over the place. Rams, 9th straight loss to the Niners. 9th straight regular season loss. And Stafford had a streak of 163 passes without interception. Over. Yeah, Puka Nakua, 15 catches. Jeez, 15. He's awesome. And how about this? Jake Moody's made 6 field goals and 6 extra points without a miss. First 2 games. First guy since Tucker in 2012. He is on fire. Fire. And Christian McCaffrey, 16 games with the Niners, 1,252 yards, 10 touchdowns, 70 catches, 561, 5 touchdowns. So he has 16 total touchdowns. I'd say he's doing pretty well. Almost over 1,800 yards of total offense. Pretty good. And they're trying to get rid of money. Oh, and then they kicked a field goal at the end. They were what was the spread? It was 7.5. So they covered the spread with the field goal at the end of the game. A lot of people lost a lot of money. So I thought that was interesting. So people are going crazy about that. Yeah, I agree. Kansas City does it right. Oh, Chad Henne. Wait. No, Chad Henne I thought retired. Wait, are you sure about that, Chris? Now I gotta look that up. I thought Atlanta quarterback. Depth chart. Okay, let's see. Who's the quarterback? Taylor Heineke. It's Heineke. And Logan Woodside. Logan Woodside started some games for the Titans. Yes. Taylor Heineke is the backup quarterback. Who, had some moments with the Commanders. I hate saying the Commanders. But had some moments. Yeah, and the Rams are trying to open up cap space for after this year. $75 million in dead money. But next year they're going to have a lot of money open. And the sky's the limit. We'll see what happens. In Denver, Washington, Andrew Brandt called it the Billions Bowl because Denver got sold for over 4.6 and Washington got sold for over 6. And from Ben Standig, Washington has 9 players with at least 2 receptions, the most in a single game in franchise history. Eric Bieniemy looking good for Washington. I thought Sam Howell, he threw a touchdown pass to McLaurin. Beautiful pass in the end zone, like only his guy could get it. I was like, damn, he made a nice throw. I mean, he did get a ball stripped from him, threw some good balls, had some bad plays during the day, had a bad interception, and the Broncos blew a 21-3 lead. But I love seeing Sean Payton. I mean, but Russell Wilson. I'm not a Russell Wilson fan at all. And Jamar Chase has fewer receiving yards, 70, than Derrick Henry. I mean, they're playing like shit. And now they think Burrow could miss a game? Come on, man. And Titans beat the Chargers 0-2. God damn. Lost in overtime. Justin Herbert, 2 for 305, but 2 for 14 on 3rd down. Terrible, yeah. Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, longtime Patriot fan, got punched at the game. Dale Mooney, 30-year season ticket holder. Dude, Chris, I screwed my calf when I was living in California, and it took me months for it to heal. Think about a quarterback. You got to backpedal. You got to do lateral movement. No joke. Chris, it is no joke. It is no joke. I totally agree with you on that front. Yeah, it's really fucked up. And Waddle's in the concussion protocol. I mean, I talked about it earlier. You see Belichick when he threw down the challenge flag like a little kid. Me, not me. Look at me. He threw it down. He was like a churlish little kid, like. Fucking game. I love that. And they had memes, all that stuff. That was funny. That was hilarious. And Tua is 5-0 against Bill Belichick. Yeah, he was getting the ball out fast. Quick throws. Love that. Tyreek Hill said the fans, worst fans in NFL, wave goodbye. Dude, you know what? Boston fans, deal with it, dude. Man, they locked you down. And Christian Gonzalez got his first career interception. I mean, guy can play. I mean, you know, and Belichick knows how to neutralize problems. He doesn't have the talent he used to have. And Mac Jones is, and you're replacing the legend. You're replacing a GOAT. How do you even, I mean, the fans want another Brady? That's a once in a lifetime guy. That's once in a lifetime. I mean, Mac Jones is okay. He's not great. He's okay. He's all right. And Minnesota got a free agent named Risner. Yeah, guard Dalton Risner. Always need guys to protect quarterbacks. So Blue Jays, if they go 8-4 the last 12, they clinch a postseason at 91 wins. Even aware of losing tiebreaker scenarios, the Mariners, Rangers, Jays' magic number versus all AL West teams is 12. M's Texas plays 7 times. Some will lose 4, combined with 8 Toronto wins. Toronto is in. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, and I saw yesterday Ryan O'Hearn for the Orioles went 5 for 5. Never even had a 4-hit game yesterday. Yeah, I'm not really watching. I mean, I'm following baseball, but I'm not really. Yeah, and Chris, you know I have. You know who's my quarterback in my fantasy? It's Joe Burrow, and he killed me first week because he had 30 yards. Puka Nakua. Oh, sorry there, Josh. Puka Nakua. Thank you. Puka Nakua. Thank you so much. Oh, I said it wrong? Thank you. Josh is even here giving me pronunciation lessons. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. Oh, now Yankees reliever Ethan, Yankees recap. Always great stuff. Johnny Brito, 29 innings as a reliever, 1.24 ERA. Yankees have been held hitless 48.8 innings this year. That's almost half. Highest in Major League Baseball. That's great. Edwin Diaz is not playing this year. They're getting a new baseball stadium. Orioles and Rays are in the postseason. Congrats to both of them. Orioles first time since 2016. Chris, okay. What else? I got Marlin stuff. Philly, I talked about Schwarber already. It's amazing. 106 hits, 101 runs, 99 RBIs. I'm sorry, 107 hits now. 45 home runs. Unbelievable what he's doing. Dodgers clinched their 10th NL West in 11 seasons. But this was an interesting stat about the Dodgers. They've won the NL West with no pitcher compiling as many as 130 innings. So they've had a lot of guys moving around. What else did I just see? Rangers are promoting Wyatt Langford and 2021 first rounder Jack Leiter, who pitched at Del Barden, which is right near where I grew up in Montville. So I saw that one. And they said the Boston might needs a new. They fired their possible head of baseball operations. So one of the guys I might look at is from Arizona, Mike Hazen. And my friend Jason is a huge Chargers and Padres fan. So Juan Soto hit 2 home runs on Sunday, 157 over his young career. That's 10th most by a player who's 24 or younger. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, pretty crazy. That's crazy. And he said Padres also won their 4th in a row, first time all season. They're the last team in the league to do it this season. 4th best run differential in the NL, 10th best record. Makes no sense. Thank God there's football. Over the weekend, they swept the A's, outscored in a 4-game win streak 29-7. And they got the Rockies and Cardinals this weekend. So since 2000, A.J. Preller has had 29 coaches and managers have left the organization. They've had one winning season in a full season, one winning record in a full season, another one in the COVID short of 2020. This is a team that went to the, what they spent over $240 million on players this season. And they said that there's they said Machada's not a guy to lead the team and all this stuff. But now they said Bob Melvin might depart. And if he goes, it would be the 6th in 10 full seasons he would hire another manager if he keeps the job. They've spent since 2015 close to $200 million. And 6-22 this year, the Padres have 1-1 games, 0-11 in extra inning games, both worse than the majors. Yeah, I mean, not playing well. Yeah. So I saw that. I saw Bader got groin injury. Thank God the Yankees got rid of him. I was like, okay. And Kanya, former Met, 39 games with the Brewers, 319, 5 home runs, 26 RBIs. Didn't do that with the Mets. 6 home runs and 29 RBIs with the Mets. I was like, wow. Yeah. And I talked about Wainwright getting his 200th. He joins Verlander, Greinke, Scherzer, and Kershaw with 200 wins. I saw the Lynx, first team in WNBA history to lose a game by 30 and then win the next game of the same series. So they lost by 30 in the first game to Connecticut, and they won the second game by 7. Yeah, so I saw that. How about this? Luka Doncic, did you see this? He is unveiling his new Jordan Brand shoe by hosting a 3-on-3 tournament on a floating court in Slovenia. I saw the court. It's pretty cool looking. We are 48 days away from Carolina basketball. I go NIT bound. And the Blue Jackets, so Mike Babcock resigned because of this. He wanted to see pictures from one of the players, showing family pics. And my buddy Angus said that guy has no reason to be anywhere near hockey. That's a joke of a human. And I said, okay, that's enough said right there. And I read this from Jared Vanderbilt. Said he ran like 3 miles in Game 2 of the 2023 playoffs against the Warriors. Actually got hurt in the second game. Steph Curry just nonstop moving. It's a tough task being the guy that has to chase somebody around. And I'm thinking, dude, maybe you need to, be in better shape. If you're saying you to chase them for 3 miles, that you're telling me you're a professional athlete, and it's saying to me you're not in good enough shape. That you're in good shape, but go against Curry, you've got to be in serious ass shape. And maybe you've got to take a game. And he just got signed, 4 years, $48 million. So I'm thinking that should motivate you to be in better goddamn shape. You're an NBA player. You have no excuse. Get in good shape. Make it happen. Yeah, make it happen. And HBO Winning Time, I did not watch one episode. I heard it's great. Canceled after 2 seasons. I think it might go to another place, but not enough eyeballs in the show. I've heard it's good. I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but I heard it's good. I never had any interest in watching it. I heard a lot of bad things. A lot of it wasn't real, what they were saying in the first season, and then other people saying it's very good. Yeah, I just not really, Did you watch that fight, Shevchenko? 10-8 round in the 5th round to Grasso. I didn't think it was. I mean, she didn't get knocked down. She got hit. I didn't feel it was a 10-8 round. And Shevchenko said that the pressure of Mexican Independence Day, why she got a draw. And I was like, I don't know if you can say. I don't know if I'd say that. And NWSL is back in Boston 2026. Congrats to them getting a team. Verstappen lost, actually. He'd won 10 straight races in Singapore. And Simone Halep tested, she's saying that she wasn't positive, and she feels that she has a compelling case that she shouldn't have been banned from the sport when she said that she tested negative and then she tested positive a couple days later. Yeah, so she tested negative on August 26th, then positive 3 days later. Something doesn't seem right. She feels that she tested negative before testing positive, and she wouldn't take the drug anyway, this roxadustat, she said, because she has a thyroid condition. Yeah, you know what, Josh? I don't agree. UFC, boxing, definitely include. Yeah, did you watch that fight? Did you watch the Shevchenko Grasso? Because I thought the 5th round, I thought Grasso definitely dominated, but not 10-8 dominated. I'm 10-9. I didn't think she won the fight. I thought it was a really close fight. I mean, I think I'm okay with the draw. I don't think either woman really beat. Well, I thought Shevchenko fought a lot better, but I thought Shevchenko got in trouble too a couple times. But yeah, I don't like it being in the hands of the judges. That shit drives me crazy. Yeah. Oh, now, what's with all the hamstring injuries? Jamal Williams for the Saints, he's going to be out a while. Michael Thomas and Derek Brown exchange words. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, Bijou Phillips files for divorce from Danny Masterson after rape sentencing. And Howard's no longer friends with Bill Maher over comments about... Bill Maher's doing a fucking show soon. Doing a show during the strike. That's bullshit. At least Drew Barrymore realized, it is a strike. I shouldn't be doing it. And Vanna White got 2 more years with on Wheel of Fortune. Netflix first season. What is this? The Love series. What is this shit? I never even heard of the show. I'm like, what is this crap that I keep seeing? This is all garbage. We got some football. Bob Melvin, AJ Preller have an unfixable relationship. Browns to host Kareem Hunt. Good for them. We'll see if that works. Valentina was dominant for so long. I think now that there's someone who can compete with her consistently, she's becoming a sore loser. All right, you think a sore loser? Yeah, I don't think I'd blame it on. I don't think I'd blame it on that. Seems. But Dion wants his sons to stay in school. Well, when could I don't think Shadar should go pro after this year. Yeah, I don't think they. I don't think they should go. I think they need to stay this year and next year. I don't think they're ready to go. So, all right, let me get to some trivia questions. All right, Les shows trivia question. I've been talking way too much today. All right, I know I did a long show. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know when. Oh, actually, Friday night I'll be doing a show at my old gym, Olympia. It was in Vernon, New Jersey. We're having a reunion, so I'll be doing a podcast there. Hopefully, I'll get some stories, and maybe we'll talk some sports. See what happens. Never done something like this before. It should be a little bananas. Okay, last show's trivia question: most receiving yards in Bears franchise history. Josh, you got an answer here? Most receiving yards in Bears franchise history. Johnny Morris, 5,059. He played from 58 to 67. Yeah, and new listeners today. Yes, thank you. Yeah, we had a lot of new listeners. Chris, thank you coming on today. We had a lot of people. We had Chris. We had Chris was very into the show. So Chris, I really appreciate you being on the show today. We did participate. Azulrico was today, and who else did we see today? Sharamar Gamer and Dari Lopez. Thank you for all of today. Yeah, thank you for all the new listeners. So yes, the last most receiving yards, Johnny Morris, 5,059 through 58 to 67. In 64, he had 93 catches, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. Pro Bowl 1 year, All Pro, won a championship in 63 when the Bears beat the Giants 14-10. What have the Bears done during their 12 straight losses? They said in those 12 losses, what has happened in those 12 games that is a historic record? Oh, you would have said, Brandon, yeah. You need me to give me the info again? Oh, okay, I'll give you the info, dude. Yeah, Josh, okay, I'll give you it is at, let me see where it is. Oh, hold on a sec, hold on. I have all the information here. Let me see. I had it. Let me get the info on the show. Okay, let me see. The show, it is going to be at Olympian Reunion this Friday, 7 to 11 p.m. at the Avenue Bistro Pub in Verona, New Jersey. And I will be recording my podcast live. So it's this Friday, 7 to 11 p.m., Avenue Bistro Pub in Verona, New Jersey. All right? The Olympia Fitness Center, Verona, New Jersey. Our reunion this Friday, 7-11. All right? That's what I got. All right? So what have the Bears done during the 12-game losing streak that has been historic in this 12-game losing streak? That's all I got for today. Thank you all for listening. Lisa, thank you for Michigan. Dr. Joe, always talking about the Jets. Michigan, League of Bandits. Yeah, Mass Comic, as usual, useless. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Have a great day. Josh, Chris, very vocal today. Appreciate everything. Send my love to Michigan, Mom, Dad, Mrs. S, Carol and Carol. Talk to Bill today, too. Bill, thank you so much. And Gumbo Chef, heal up, my friend. Heal up. And Harris beat me by 0.12 in fantasy football. 0.12. 0.12 I lost in fantasy football. It hurts. All right. Peace out, everybody. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Adios.